Remember these simple yet effective tips from the brilliant cardiac surgeon Leo Bokeria about the foods he eats every day and those he avoids to keep his heart healthy for years to come. Thanks to these recommendations, your blood vessels will stay in excellent condition and your heart will function like clockwork. In this video, you'll also discover what is silently destroying your heart, according to the legendary cardiac surgeon Michael DeBakey. Giving up just 2 specific products can add several years of healthy life. And which food, according to 104-year-old cardiac surgeon Ellsworth Wareham, works best to cleanse arteries of plaque and clots like a brush? Heart attacks and strokes tear the heart apart, and they are mostly caused by our lifestyle. But by following Leo Bokeria's simple advice, you can maintain a healthy heart. It's important to understand that he doesn't offer a miracle cure. On the contrary, Bokeria sees heart health as a system in which every element of your lifestyle plays a role, weaving a strong and harmonious pattern. The first piece of advice is to live 2 days in one. One of Bokeria's key habits has always been waking up early. This ritual became an inseparable part of his life, laying the foundation for his successful career and energy levels. The doctor usually starts his day around 6 or 7 in the morning. Since his youth, he has trained himself to follow this schedule, finding it uniquely productive and invigorating. With a hint of irony, he jokes that those who wake up early live 2 days in one. But there's an important nuance. Early rising is only possible if you get proper sleep. Bokeria recommends going to bed between 10 and 11 p.m. Those used to falling asleep later, say around midnight, are unlikely to enjoy early mornings fully because the body simply doesn't have enough time to recover. His second piece of advice is about how to start the day right for your heart. Recently, Bokeria touched on the topic of breakfast, emphasizing its importance for cardiovascular health. In his view, the common breakfast of eggs and coffee, which many are accustomed to, may not be the healthiest option. The doctor voiced concerns about morning coffee, pointing out that this drink, especially on an empty stomach, can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke. Coffee consumed before eating can lead to serious heart and vascular issues, as the risk of cardiovascular disease rises significantly with regular consumption of coffee on an empty stomach, warns the doctor. According to him, caffeine stimulates the nervous system and raises stress levels in the body, which is especially dangerous in the morning when the stomach is empty. The doctor strongly recommends drinking coffee no earlier than 30 minutes after breakfast. If consumed on an empty stomach, gastric juice, having no food to process, begins to erode the stomach lining, potentially leading to gastritis or even ulcers over time. Moreover, Bokeria warns about the dangers of quick, ready-made breakfasts, which often contain large amounts of sugar and refined carbohydrates. These foods fail to provide lasting satiety and can cause blood sugar spikes, which negatively affect heart health. Separately, Leo Bokeria advises starting the morning with a glass of warm water right after waking up. He suggests keeping a glass of water next to your bed and drinking it as soon as you open your eyes. This simple act helps you wake up more effectively, normalizes blood circulation, and kickstarts your stomach, preparing your body to absorb nutrients. Beginning your day with water supports your heart and blood vessels and gives you a surge of energy for the day ahead. The third tip is morning exercise. Leo Bokeria emphasizes that a light workout is a key element of the morning ritual, suitable for people of all ages. Starting the day with a few simple exercises is not about sports, it's about health. There's no need to overload yourself with intense training. It's enough to warm up the major muscle groups, the neck, arms, legs, and torso. A gentle stretch helps awaken the body, improve blood circulation, and speed up metabolism. This small ritual activates the muscles and joints after sleep, preparing the body for a day full of activity. According to Bokeria, morning exercise not only physically prepares the body, but also helps on a psycho-emotional level, allowing you to start the day with energy and a positive mindset. Just 5 minutes of stretching is enough to feel a boost of vitality. The fourth tip: smile at yourself in the mirror. Start your day on a positive note. After your glass of water and light exercise, Bokeria recommends walking up to a mirror and giving yourself a smile. It may seem trivial, but research has shown that the facial muscle tension involved in smiling sends a signal to the brain that helps trigger a positive mood. In these moments, happiness hormones are released in the body. And even if you feel a bit tired, a simple smile can lift your spirits. This ritual, according to Bokeria, makes the day feel lighter and more pleasant, filling it with optimism. The fifth tip: a complete breakfast. For Bokeria, breakfast is the foundation of health. According to him, the first meal of the day should be hearty and nourishing because it determines the body's condition for the rest of the day. The doctor recommends including oatmeal in the morning meal. It helps maintain satiety and stabilizes blood sugar levels, along with high-quality butter, eggs, and fresh fruits. These foods provide the body with essential fats, proteins, and vitamins, creating a solid base of energy for the coming hours. Skipping breakfast, Bokeria warns, negatively affects your health, while eating regularly in the morning helps maintain stable metabolism and prevents unnecessary snacking. The sixth tip: moderation in diet. Dr. Bokeria admits that he practices moderation in his diet and avoids strict regimens. However, in his youth, he tried various approaches. For instance, the Kremlin diet, based on eliminating hard-to-digest foods, helped reduce stress on the digestive system. Under this diet, he eliminated sugar, flour-based products, and cut back on salt, while preparing meat and fish by boiling them. He allowed himself fresh greens in any quantity, but avoided high-fiber dishes that are slower to digest. Bokeria didn't consume sugar for many years until he learned about the benefits of 99% dark chocolate, which helps regulate body functions and reduces the risk of hypertension. But he stresses, only chocolate with minimal sugar content is beneficial to health. To reduce fat and carb intake, the heart surgeon recommends focusing on protein-rich foods: meat, fish, cottage cheese. Fresh fruits and vegetables should form the basis of the diet. When it comes to sweets, Bokeria suggests choosing natural honey. It's rich in vitamins and minerals and has antiseptic properties, which are especially helpful in boosting immunity. Interestingly, Bokeria and his renowned colleague, the world-famous cardiac surgeon Michael DeBakey, share the same opinion, that for a long and active life, daily physical activity, especially walking, is absolutely essential. Michael DeBakey, who left a profound legacy in the field of cardiac surgery, considered walking to be one of the most effective ways to maintain heart health and extend active longevity. He believed that regular walking, even just 30 minutes a day, could work wonders. However, it's important to vary the pace. Alternating between slow and brisk walking helps stimulate blood flow and strengthen the blood vessels, giving the heart the necessary load without excessive strain. DeBakey followed a strict daily routine aimed at supporting his health and energy. He would wake up every day around 4 a.m., starting the morning with a short workout that included pull-ups, squats, and bends. He performed each exercise at least 15 times to stimulate circulation and prepare his body for an active day. An hour after waking, the doctor would walk to work. After his morning walk, he had breakfast, not following a strict diet, but he did eliminate 2 key products from his meals: butter and fatty meat. As DeBakey once said, giving up butter can add several years to your heart's life. Stop frying your food in oil. Bake or steam it instead. Start eating more vegetables. This will help your heart stay healthy. His breakfast usually consisted of cottage cheese or whole grain porridge, accompanied by a cup of black tea. For lunch, he preferred bean soup or baked fish, always paired with fresh vegetables. As for dinner, he had his own unique method. He would divide it into two parts, half eaten in the evening and the other half saved for breakfast the next morning. This practice helped him avoid hunger pangs and maintained a stable energy level throughout the day. However, as DeBakey often emphasized, the real enemy of the heart is not cholesterol, but stress. He repeatedly highlighted the importance of properly managing stress, pointing out that strong alcohol in large doses can become a heart attack's best friend. The doctor advised finding alternative ways to relieve tension: go to the theater, spend time in nature, or take a swim in a river. DeBakey himself admitted that his way of managing stress was watching comedies because laughter, in his opinion, was the best remedy for tension. He warned of two enemies of health: boredom and excessive use of cooking oil, reminding people of the importance of maintaining an interest in life. "I do everything so that my heart functions without problems," the doctor shared. "I stay active and always keep busy with work. I give lectures." All too often, a once active person suddenly stops working in old age, and shortly thereafter suffers a heart attack. A love for one's work is an integral part of keeping the heart in shape. And of course, he added, "I've never held a cigarette in my hand." There's one more important element to add: a plant-based diet, which plays a key role in maintaining vascular and heart health. The brilliant 104-year-old cardiac surgeon Ellsworth Wareham firmly believed that advocates of a plant-based diet live, on average, 10 to 15 years longer. He was convinced that his secret to longevity lay in the rejection of animal-based foods. He shared his observations. The arteries of patients who followed a plant-based diet remained clean and smooth, while those who preferred animal products developed cholesterol and calcium deposits in their vessels, leading to dangerous blockages. After witnessing patients lose fingers or even feet due to vascular disease, Wareham realized he never wanted to be in their position. That's when, at the age of 50, he radically changed his diet, shifting toward a fully plant-based lifestyle. Until the final days of his life, Wareham remained active and cheerful. At the age of 98, he claimed he felt no worse than he had at 20. His joints didn't ache. He had excellent coordination and mental clarity. Even at 99, he still drove his own car and tended his garden, joking that he had no knowledge of any health problems whatsoever. Comparing the health of people across different countries, Wareham noticed a striking pattern. Years ago, while traveling across various Asian countries with fellow surgeons to perform open-heart surgeries, he discovered that heart diseases in those regions differed significantly from those seen in the West. Most of their surgeries addressed congenital heart defects, while ischemic heart disease was nearly absent. This reinforced Wareham's belief that the plant-based diets predominant in many Asian countries played a central role in cardiovascular health. Ellsworth Wareham, an outstanding cardiac surgeon and long liver, always followed the philosophy of balanced, mindful eating, considering it the cornerstone of health and longevity. Despite his love for good food, he limited himself to just 2 meals a day. His first meal would be in the morning and the second no later than 4 p.m., maintaining the habit of regular yet moderate eating. "Every morning I start with a large bowl of whole grain cereal soaked in soy milk," Wareham shared. "Along with that, I eat lots of fresh fruit and a handful of nuts to provide my body with essential nutrients. I also enjoy whole grain toast with nut butter and a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice to energize me for the day." His evening meal was just as nutritionally rich. It typically included a large serving of beans, raw vegetables, and, as always, a generous handful of nuts. Walnuts are considered one of the healthiest, the surgeon noted. But I don't limit myself to just those. Almonds and peanuts are also part of my diet. Of course, many recommend eating only raw nuts, but I sometimes allow myself salted peanuts too. However, Wareham completely gave up white sugar, getting his sweetness from fruits and dried fruits instead. As for beverages, he was very particular. In the second half of his life, he eliminated all drinks except orange juice and water. I drink no less than 6 glasses of water daily, he noted. I start my morning with 2 glasses, because I believe it helps maintain weight. I try to drink as much water as I can in the first half of the day, because I might forget later when I get busy. I even made a rule for myself. If I see a drinking fountain, I always stop and drink, just so I don't miss the chance. Ellsworth was convinced that, except for milk for infants, animal products are not a natural human need. According to him, it's merely a habit, and habits can be changed. For instance, he used the example of salt. If you reduce your salt intake a little bit each day, eventually food without it will no longer taste bland. I grew up on a farm where we ate meat and drank milk every day. That was my habit, he explained. But after turning 50, I gradually switched to whole grains, legumes, and nuts. Sometimes I include small amounts of dairy, eggs, and fish, especially salmon, in my diet. I think that's why I feel great, and I'm confident I'll live to 100. Wareham believed that anyone could change their dietary habits at any time. Just 3 months of effort, he said, could completely transform your taste preferences and physical needs, helping you feel lighter, more energetic, and more confident in your health. Write in the comments what you think about these tips and whether you find them useful. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Wishing you all peace and happiness.